Hi students. So today in this video I am going to explain you the process of finding which type of solutions the given system of linear equations have. So the given system of linear equations, I have taken three equations in three variables here. X, Y, Z are the variables. So basically one thing you have to keep in mind is whenever the number of equations and the number of variables is not same, the given equations do not have unique solution. Number of equations 3, number of variables 3, when that is equal, then only the system can have a unique solution. So if that is not matching, means the system cannot have unique solution. Directly you can decide like that. Now when number of equations and variables are matching, means the system can have unique solution or infinite solutions or no solutions. Three possibilities are there. How to decide which type of solutions the given system has? First, to take the given set of equations in the matrix form, Ax is equal to B. So A is the coefficient matrix A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3. X is the variable matrix X, Y, Z, and B is the constant matrix D1, D2, D3. You can use D also here instead of B, that is your wish. Now when you combine A and B, when you combine coefficient and constant matrix, you will get augmented form. So this is the augmented form of the matrix. So after getting augmented matrix, the process is you have to try to get 0 in these three places. You have to try to get 0 in the place of A2, A3 and B3. So once you get zeros in these three places, then you can judge which type of solutions the equations have. So how we are going to judge, I'll tell you now. So you try to get zeros here by using elementary row transformations only. Column transformations are not allowed, because once you are trying to find the solutions, you have to use row transformations only. If you are trying to find the rank of the matrix, you can use row or column transformations, both are allowed. But we are trying to find the solution. Which type of solutions the system have, we will decide that, and if possible we will find the solution also. So since we are finding solution, only row transformations are allowed. Okay, so using elementary row transformations, you have to get 0. What are elementary row transformations? You can interchange any two rows. First one, you can multiply any row with a non-zero constant. Second one. Third one is you can multiply any row with a non-zero constant and add to some other row. These are elementary transformations. Only these three can be used to get zeros in these three places. Let us assume that we got 0. In these three places we got 0. Let us assume. So I assume that after getting zeros in these three places, I get a matrix something like this. So generally in the process, first row will not change in the process. Therefore I have written first row as it is. So I got zeros in these three places, I am assuming. Second row, third row elements will definitely change when we are trying to get zeros here. So second row, third row elements will definitely change. So therefore I am writing some other alphabets in place of the non-zero or possible non-zero elements here. Okay, so here once you complete the process of getting zeros in these three places, first look at this element. When you are having s not equal to 0, when you are having a non-zero number here, you will definitely get unique solution. Unique solution can also be called as a zero solution or trivial solution. So this element is non-zero, you can directly decide that you will have unique solution. So in this process, and one thing we have to be very careful at. The thing is, while we are doing this process, if any two rows are similar or if any two rows elements are in same ratio, you will get infinite solutions. The process which I am writing is not applicable when any two rows are same or when any two rows elements are in same ratio. Then this process is not applicable. You will get infinite solutions in that case. We will discuss that later. So what I am assuming is I am not getting any two rows same. I am not getting any two rows elements in same ratio. I am assuming, and therefore I am writing the process. So if this element is non-zero, you will definitely get unique solution. If S is equal to 0, here you are having 0 means you will definitely not get unique solution. Means you will get infinite or no solution only, no? So if this is 0 and the next element is also 0, for example, then you are going to get infinite solutions. That is for sure. If this element is 0 but the next element P is not 0, this is 0 but the next element is not 0, then you are not going to get any solution. So this is the simple process. Just try to get zeros in these three places. You can decide which type of solutions the system has. So S0, T0 means all the elements of a row are 0. For infinite solutions, you will get all the elements of a row 0 or two rows identical or two rows in same ratio. All these are for infinite solutions only. So no solution means first three elements 0, last element non-zero. Unique solution, this element is non-zero. For unique solution, S must be non-zero. That does not depend on T. Keep in mind, just S must be non-zero to get unique solution model. So this is the process we are going to adopt. Okay, and whenever, for example, two equations and two variables are given, for example, you are given a1x plus b1y is equal to c1, a2x plus b2y is equal to c2. So only two equations in two variables are given. For example, just remember these conditions. A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2. You will get unique solution. A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2. A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2. That is equal to C1 by C2. You will get infinite solutions. A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 but not equal to C1 by C2. You will get no solution. This is for two equations and two variables. Just by checking the ratio of the coefficients, you can decide the solutions. But for three equations and three variables, you cannot decide like that. You have to take the augmented matrix and follow this procedure. Okay, so for unique solution, basically, det A is not equal to 0. That you can simply say here by taking the coefficient matrix. You can simply say, if you take a coefficient matrix, for example, just see the two equations, two variables part. If you take two equations in two variables part, what is the coefficient matrix here? Coefficient matrix is A1, B1, A2, B2. This is the coefficient matrix. Find det A. So det A is equal to A1, B2 minus A2, B1. For example, if det A is 0, that is A1, B2 minus A2, B1 is equal to 0. So A1, B2 is equal to A2, B1. That means A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2. If det A is 0, A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2. See here, in last two conditions, A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 means det A 0. So if determinant of coefficient matrix is 0, you will get infinite or no solution. If det A is not equal to 0, A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2. So A1 by A2 not equal to B1 by B2 means det A not equal to 0. So det A not equal to 0 for unique solution. Det A 0 means you will not get unique solution. What is A? A is coefficient matrix. This applies for even 3 equations in 3 variables also this applies. Remember that carefully. Det A not equal to 0, unique solution. Det A equal